Hi everyone, and welcome to today, day 13, 13 minutes of mindfulness meditation. So we have been building up. We're almost 2 weeks into this, if you can believe. And as you get set up today in your comfortable position, go ahead, grab any support you need. It might be different than yesterday. Welcome in any distractions that may be coming to you today by way of a very large dog or a child or anything else, remembering that if we push it away, it'll just continue to make its way into whatever it is that we're doing. And if you can, if you're going to choose to sit in a seat today, can you choose to sit next to a wall, very close to a wall on your backside? If you choose to sit in a chair, could you please choose to sit in one that has a back that you can lean with a nice long spine against? So we're not going to relax and recline into our seat and get all cozy. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to use the wall for support. And then if you choose to lie down, go ahead and make your way down to the floor. Now, let the knees be bent, feet flat on the floor. And we're just going to get ourselves situated next to the wall. And why are we doing that today? We are coming up, and we'll talk about this in a few days, to a specific point in our practice where this is no longer novel. We sit here every day, we build on 1 extra minute, and it's right around this time that it starts to feel like, do I really have to do this? What is this really doing? And all the doubts, all the questions start to arise. And I know this to be true for the majority of us right around this time, because what you're experiencing isn't personal. This is very much the experience of creating a new habit and the process that all human beings go through. There is no one human that says, I'm going to take a new habit up and it's going to be easy. And then it is for the entire time. We all have these fluctuations and these challenges in any endeavor. Now, whether or not we choose to remember them that way is a different story. So, same as this process here for these 31 days of July are coming to you in a communal format, it's all about the support. And so we're going to utilize the wall today so that we can, and you may already notice it, when you start to lean against the wall, some of the other muscles, especially around the abdomen and the hips, can start to relax a little bit more. It's also going to help us as we start to move into the breathing exercises to feel the breath on both the back body and the front body. So before we move into the breath work, if there's any movement that your body is craving, because again, 13 minutes is going to probably be longer than the majority of us choose to sit in stillness. So even though we're building up, each day is different. So go ahead. Yesterday we took circles with the body, but if you're a little close to the wall like I am, you can always just move the shoulders back as you inhale. And as you exhale, let the shoulders roll in. Maybe the elbows go out and you could tuck the chin. And so as you inhale, you feel this broadening along the front part of the body. And as you exhale, we round. Inhale, maybe you take your gaze up to the ceiling. You don't have to. Just noticing what feels good, what motions, what movements, what different directions of the body feel like. Then you could come to stillness and maybe just bring the left arm across the body, again, letting that left shoulder relax down. What's great about these micro movements that we do while seated is you can do them anywhere. You can do them while sitting at your desk if you're stuck in traffic and you start to notice that your body is tensing up. Let's switch sides. These movements are always available to you to just remind ourselves as the body tenses up, let's work with the breath, let's work with what we have, let's bring some movement into the body to help from letting those blockages create points of contraction or constriction. And let's just relax it on down. Let's take a few shoulder shrugs. You may notice here some tension in the neck, and that's okay. That's why we're doing this, we're loosening it up. And then you could go forward. And then let's look to the right today. So a little bit different than the ear to the shoulder. You may feel this in different places. And then coming back through center, let's look over the left shoulder. Be mindful of anything near you, including houseplants. And then let's come back to center. So let's get ourselves again reset up. So if you happen to have shifted forward a little bit, bring yourself back so that you're resting against the wall. And just take a few moments here observing what it feels like to have that support behind you. To know that you're not being asked to do this all by yourself. And whereas some days showing up is the easiest thing on your to-do list, other days it could be the very last thing you want to do. But here we are, just doing the work, showing up. And let's begin to just notice where the breath is in the body. So you do have the wall or the floor or some sort of support behind you. So now as you begin to observe where your breath is, you can feel it along the back body as well. And for a little bit of an opposite feeling, let's rest one hand right at the upper chest, one hand at the low belly. And just notice what that feels like. So you may feel it more on the front body or more on the back body. You may feel it one way on an inhale. Next, a different way on the exhale. Or we're just tuning in, checking in with where the body and where the breath is this morning. Or whatever time of day you're joining. It's morning for me. Now it's your choice. You can choose to keep your hands right where they are, or you can choose to rest them back down. Let's do palms down on the thighs today. And at this point, you can allow the gaze to divert from your technological device. You can also allow the eyes to close or the gaze to soften. Just allowing yourself to, with the hands, the sort of heat print of the hands on the front body, just notice if there were any shifts in how the breath is moving through the body. And I thought for today what we would do is we would start to break up the breath. Now, before we move into managing the breath a little bit, a few precautions. One, if you are expecting, we're going to want to keep the breath a little bit above the belly. We're not going to want to stress the baby out by forcing air in and out or manipulating the breath too much. So listen to your body, and if you get some movement going down there, if your little one decides to give you some warning, please heed it. Second word of precaution. If as we work through this breath, you start to feel agitated, the breath starts to get caught in the chest, or you start to feel like you want to hyperventilate, or you start to feel like you're going to panic, release everything. Just return back to your natural breath. The point of this is not to stress ourselves out. It's to relax and to work with bringing awareness to lengthening the breath. So let's just take a few rounds of a nice deep breath in through the nose, just noticing, observing how the breath moves in through the nose, down the throat, through the upper chest ribs, down to the low belly. And then on the exhale, how it moves from the low belly up through the ribs, the chest, and either back out through the mouth or the nose, depending on what you're feeling today. Notice how this breath moves in and out of the body, and notice how your back body feels as the breath moves in and out. And you can stay here with this breath for the remaining time. If your breath is moving and it's kind of smooth, so it's a smooth, even inhale in, smooth, even exhale out. What we can do now is just notice what it feels like to break the inhale up into counts of 3. So 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3, pause. And then the full length of the inhale down to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, pause. And exhale it all out. Regular inhale in. Regular exhale out. And now let's break up the exhale. So as you begin to exhale, exhale a third of the way. 1, 2, 3, pause. Another third of the way. 1, 2, 3, pause. And then 1, 2, 3, the full breath is out. Regular inhale in. Regular exhale out. You can continue to play with breaking up the inhale and then going through a cycle of regular inhale and exhale, and then breaking up the exhale and then a regular cycle of inhale, exhale at any point throughout your day today. It helps to do it against something so you can feel the breaking up of the breath, the sort of rhythmic approach to not just one full deep inhale, but what happens when we take that inhale and we go 1, 2, 3, pause, a little bit further inhale and a little bit further. What does it feel like to stretch the breath? And I can't even believe it, but the 13 minutes are not only up, we're probably past our 13 minutes today. So sorry about that, guys. But I really wanted to encourage you and to make sure that we had time to set up and to offer up this ability to break up the breath. We'll pick it up again tomorrow, day 14, 14 minutes of mindfulness meditation. Have a great day. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can leave them in the comments. I'll be sure to get back to you. Have a great day.